to see out of your team tomorrow night? You do.
Hopefully we can make some more shots. That's the first and foremost thing. And then, you can't allow teams to shoot 66%. I know I had some funky lineups out there because of the foul trouble. And then also it's exhibition game. I want to play everybody, get them out there so they can get familiarized with the pace of the game. And it was just great to play a good Providence team out there so they can see some talent. And Merrimack is going to come in and run a lot of 2-cutter, 1-cutter, Michigan sets. So this is going to be good for our young guys too, just on a communication basis on the defensive end.
How do you coach kids to stay out of foul trouble?
You just, you have them out here where they're not playing with their hands and they're moving with their feet, and then they communicate, and that's how you coach it. I mean, I don't know the kind of question you ask. You can't play with your hands. You got to communicate. You got to, when the ball is passed, you got to move with the ball. You got to get in better position. So, better defensive position you are, better one-on-one position player you're going to be. That's all.
Just trying to be too aggressive sometimes, maybe, or not.
Yeah, it could be too aggressive. You got to know how the refs are calling it. They called it tight, and you got to understand the refs not going to change. They're going to pretty much tell you in the first 5-10 minute game how they're going to play. So as a smart player, if you got one foul, not saying that you be less aggressive, you just be a smarter defender where you don't get your hands caught in the cookie jar. And these are all new guys. This is their first college game, first exhibition game. So you're gonna see that. These guys ain't coming in and they've been playing, 2 seasons so far. And then I'll be, more disappointed. But it was a learning experience for these guys, and I was so happy to see them out there.
David okay to go when you actually see what he can do?
I don't know if David's going to be ready to go tomorrow. We'll just get him warmed up, get him with some treatment again, and see if he progresses. He was limited in practice today, so I pretty much don't see him going, but he's a tough guy, and if he can give us something out there, we'll try to put him out there. But we don't want to jeopardize him not being able to play for Colgate.
Kevin, what can David bring to the team when he is healthy?
Energy and effort, and he's a real big guy, and he's not afraid to, push around his weight a little bit. So that have been helpful against Providence. Providence played, they lost some guards, so they played a lot of big guys. So David would have really helped us out there, but he had an opportunity to look, and that's all you want to do. We want him to learn from it and get better. But first of all, we need to get his body right. It's down in his hip area, so we want to make sure that don't linger throughout the whole season.
What are you seeing out of Quentin? He obviously didn't get to play that much in the exhibition game. What do you see out of him?
Yeah, I love his effort. We got to get him, and just like a lot of our guys, to understand the defense and understand the offensive plays. And that goes from a number of guys that was here, Al and Mamadou coming back, Terry coming back, just learning the plays a little bit more. And when he got in the game, they kind of put a zone on us. And I didn't feel comfortable with him in the zone because he's new, and I wanted to kind of be up and down a little bit, and that was the only reason.
Jalen played a lot of minutes, 35.
Yeah.
I mean, you can scale it down a little bit for the next couple of exhibitions, or do you?
Yeah, just a feel. I don't want to play Jalen 35 minutes, but he felt good out there, and we just want to kind of see, the offense ran against, a very high caliber NCAA tournament team. I would like to definitely scale his minutes back, but it's a field thing for me. But I do not want to see him playing 35 minutes.
Kevin, you're one year two for Christian. Where do you want to see him progress? What do you want to see him do?
I want him to, first of all, let's talk about the things that he does great. And that's the first important thing. He's a competitor. He's one of the best competitors we had. At the end of the season, he was one of our toughest players. Of course, I want him to shoot higher percentage from the 3-point line and the 2-point line. I want him to become a better finisher because I think he can become a consistent 3-point shooter. So when they run him off the line, he becomes a better decision maker. I think in the Providence game, he kind of rushing in transition a little bit because he's so apt to score, where sometimes you got to be a facilitator and playmaker. And that's where I really want him to improve when the transition game go and it start getting a little rapid, that he can poise himself down, maybe get us in a set or run a pick and roll so he can read the defense a little bit better. But, for him, he's a great competitor. I'll never have to wind him up to get him ready to play. He's always engaged, communicating, and he's got a lot of self-confidence, which I like. I can tone all the other stuff back.
It seems like Alterique attacked a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, he did.
Is that kind of what you want to see out of him?
I want to see him push the ball every time. Push the ball every time. I'm going to have to loosen up a little bit, the reins a little bit, and know There's going to be a couple turnovers there, here and there, but it's going to be more positive plays than negative plays. So, you know, I'm just imploring him to push the ball every time he gets it and put pressure on the defensive end. I thought he played good, solid defense the second half, but I'm really telling him it's so important that he don't gamble. I think, you know, Mekhi got his early little shot when he gambled. So I'm just trying to make him play solid and don't play with his hands again. That's another guy that got in quick foul trouble and wasn't able to play in rhythm.
And Eric looked pretty strong off the boards early, and then he got into foul trouble.
That's a common thing we're saying.
But I mean, he's a guy I imagine can really help you off the board this year.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, you know, we want him to help us on the backboard, but the one thing he is, and he's elite at it, he's a great passer. So on our offensive end, it allows our 4-man or 5-man to step out, and we can kind of run some stuff with him. I think you kind of seen from the Providence game, we're running some sets where the lane is a little bit more open than 2 big guys down there clogging it up. So we're trying to get into a lot of 2-man games with that other big lifting so we can give our penetrators some time to get downhill. But then he's going to be a reliable guy. We can throw it in the post. I think he made one good move, a nice little jump hook move. So our guys got to feel. We had 3 post passes the whole game. And our guards got to trust our bigs to catch the ball, and they're going to finish. You can't go through one game and have 3 post passes. So our guards got to trust them a little bit more, and then our bigs got to get that basketball and take advantage of it.
Is that a product just having a lot of new guys down there? And
Yeah, that's what it is, and those guys got to trust them, and then those guys got to post up like I'm a big guy and I'm wide open. You know, I was always taught that the big guy bears your guard. You know, it just is. I asked him begging for the basketball. You embarrass your guards. Them always the bigs I wanted to throw it to the ball because I knew I wasn't going to get a turnover, and they really wanted the basketball. So we're just telling our guards to do that. I thought Josh and Isaiah did a great job. Just activity. Josh was absolutely pleased. I was pleased with him on the offensive backboard, trying to get the basketballs, rebounding out his area. And Josh, when he got the ball, he was very poised. He kind of knew what he wanted to do before he received the ball, which is a great attribute for a young big.
Coach, talking about those offensive rebounds, how did that affect the transition defense for you guys? On transition, once you guys would attack the boards trying to get that offensive board, how did that maybe negatively impact your transition defense?
No, I don't think that was the negative. I just thought we didn't have a good rotation back. When the guy shoots the ball, our teammates shoot the ball, we got to get back as guards. And I think we gambled in half court, and at the end of the day, Cartwright is a really damn good basketball player too. And we have 11 new guys. He's one of the best push point guards in America. So it was a good learning for us. And hopefully we get better against Merrimack, and we're just going to keep building on it. But I thought it was a lot of gambling. I thought our guards didn't get back, but I was very pleased with our guys crashing the boards.